Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here. I'm going to do a commentary video for Total War Rome 2. This is a what-if battle. It's going to be in honor of Alexander the Great's birthday and a belated birthday to Julius Caesar. Caesar was like a week before this. But Alexander the Great's birthday, it could be on July 20. That seems to be the general consensus. But anyways, I picked armies that were inspired by different battles from each commander. So for Alexander the Great's army, here, I picked an army that was inspired by his setup at Gaugamela. So, those hoplites there, those 4 hoplite units, they were about equal in number to the foot companions that were also present, and the shield bearers. And, this Roman army here, that is inspired by Julius Caesar's army at the Battle of Munda. And, cool thing about this is, both of these armies would have been roughly equal in number. Caesar's army at Munda, he would have had about 800 cohorts, heavily armed, 8,000 horses, and a contingent of that came from his African ally, who was wielding Numidian cav. And then you had about 8,000 light infantry units for the Romans. Whereas Alexander the Great's army, he would have had about 31,000 or so heavy infantry. That would be, you know, consisting of his foot companions and his shield bearers, and about an equal amount of Greek hoplites and mercenaries. And then Alexander would have had slightly more light infantry than Caesar. He would have had about 9,000 compared to Caesar's 8,000 or so light infantry. In terms of cav, Alexander the Great had about 7,000 cav at the Battle of Gaugamela, and Caesar certainly had a few more horses than he did. He had about 8,000 cav at Munda. Anyways, I'm going to start off this battle by scouting ahead. See this? Scouting ahead. And that's when my opponent's first unit becomes visible. Those are his auxiliary Numidian cav. So now that I see him, we're gonna parlay a little bit. Anyways, I have this immediate engagement between these two great commanders on the pyramids map here. Both commanders have been to Egypt, so why not? Look at these elephants. Watching these what-if battles. Now they've heard everything. Anyways, he's going to come in at me, and I'm going to run away because I know those javelins are going to hurt me. So I'm going to rush back my guys, and at the same time, I'm moving up my Cretan archers here. We're going to take aim at these guys. He got off a volley on my companions. He killed one of my guys, but now my Cretans are firing. And I've missed with that first shot. We'll see what the second shot does. There we go. Take out one, so now we're equal. Take out two. Anyways, I would say Caesar's army would have changed a lot more frequently than Alexander's. Like, if you compare one battle to the next, his army composition is almost always different. But I had to pick one Caesar army, so I picked this one. Anyway, at the same time, my opponent comes in for a charge with his legionary cav. And this will represent Caesar's Gallic and Germanic cav. So he came in for a charge. I rushed in with my Thessalians. The left wing of Alexander's army would have been commanded by Parmenion. And he was still alive at Gaugamela. So here's the situation here. We're just kind of having a cav foreplay here. My Cretans are lining up now in the front here just to ward off his Numidian cav. And I forgot my opponent's name already, but you'll see it at the end when I show you the battle results.
Warriors, move out!
But yeah, every year I try to do something for Alexander the Great's birthday. I always do something. For YouTube, I don't always do something for YouTube though. I try to, but it usually consists of me, you know, watching documentaries on Alexander the Great, reading some books, Alexander the Great, eating some Greek food that probably never existed in Alexander's time, but whatever. So we're still doing this little skirmish thing here. Cretans are still moving up here. I brought his Numidians down to 56 horses though. So he's teasing with 2 of his cav units.
Tribunus!
And I'm just fighting back whenever I can.
Riders, advance!
See, I wanted to save my my Thracians over here for later on. My Thracians are kind of like they kind of do what his Numidians do. They're skirmish cav. But I figured with my Cretans I can ward them off. My Cretans plus my cav. And it seems to be working. That is the in the center, that's my disposition. Caesar is just toying with me right now.
Quickly now.
So he is losing horses though during doing this. He's down to 51 men in this Numidian unit. Squad of Numidian cav.
Form phalanx now.
Anyways, at the Battle of Munda, Caesar had 2 veteran legionary units. Alright, anyways, my opponent decided to go on a charge here. So I countercharged with my Thessalians, and I'm gonna envelop with my mercenary Thracians here. They're not gonna last too long in this cav fight. He gambled. And at one point, it was just too late to turn back. So he's gonna come in on this side too. With his Numidians. But yeah, they said, yeah, Caesar would have had about 2 extremely veteran legionary units. That's why I gave my opponent 2 first cohort units with 2 gold experience chevrons. Those 2 represent the 2 veteran legions of Caesar. And then he would have had some newer legionnaires, and then plus, well, most of his legionnaires would have consisted of the recruits that were already in Hispania. That was for the Battle of Munda. So he had a mix of different types of legionary types. I would say Alexander the Great's core heavy infantry, you know, the Pez Heteroi, these foot companions, they would have been very tough to beat. But the fact is, half of the composition of the Macedonian Greco type coalition here, like the second half of their heavy infantry would have consisted of all these Greek hoplites. So there would be a huge discrepancy in the infantry force. Roughly equal in number though. So I would say Caesar's advantage would lay in his infantry. The cav, even though Caesar outnumbers Alexander here, I would say it would still favor Alexander. Yeah, these guys prove themselves against multiple types of different opponents. Like you had the Indians, then you had the Persians, other Greeks. So yeah, these guys were very proven. And another advantage that would go in Alexander's way would be his logistics. Caesar was often on the verge of collapse because of his logistics system. His failure to secure his supply lines. That's kind of what happened at Dyrrhachium. But yeah, both commanders were pretty bold. I would say Alexander was a lot more aggressive though. Alright, anyways, my opponent came in for a charge here. I countercharged with my Sarissa Cav and my companions here. And anyways, at this point my opponent starts taking his troops out of hiding. So here they come. So I'm bringing up my phalanx. It's slowly but surely moving up here.
For glory! Engage!
So he split his army in half. I want to come forward here and fight these guys first. Here's one of his first cohort units. See all the upgrades on him? I think he put his other one back here somewhere. Yeah, there's the other one. Here's the overhead that was going on here. He's riding through my gap here. So these are my shield bearers. I personally prefer the Royal Peltast as Hepaspis, but there's still a debate as to how these guys were actually armed. But yeah, I just use these shield bearers though to represent the Hypaspis. So he routed my my Cretan archers here. So I'm gonna peel off my foot companions. I want to fight these guys on this wing. Use a combination of my foot companions and my companions on this side. I'm chasing his legionary cavalry. He's just coming at me. And he's charging up my guys. My guys are not in phalanx right now. See these guys? At this point, they couldn't go into phalanx because they're too close to the enemy. I'm being shot at the same time. So we got this one charge, but he manages to beat back my Sarissa Cav, my Protomoy. I see these guys come in. I'm gonna stop here and try to fight them. He got a pretty good charge though on my shield bearers, but he's gonna pull back. So now I've got one of my foot companions out of phalanx and the other guys are in phalanx. So it's kind of a mixed bag here. And I got my hoplites forming the second line. But I'm gonna peel them off to deal with this oncoming Roman incursion on that side. So this guy's hunting down my Cretans with his Numidians. I'm swinging my general around here. It's Alexander the Great himself. I'm being hit from behind by his legionary cav, and I see these legionary cav coming in from the other side, plus his general. I'm gonna fight through him though. I routed one, and I'm bringing in my Thessalians from the other side. They're down to 32 horses though, about 50% strength. So he starts charging in here. These are my Greek. The Greek contingent of my army there. So I'm beating his cav here. And when he sees that his cav's gonna lose, he's gonna withdraw Caesar. Doesn't want to lose Caesar at this point. But here he's cutting down my dudes. He's beating down my shield bearers. I think that initial charge kept him out of phalanx. His veteran legionnaires are coming in, and he beat back my foot companions. Oh, sorry, my hoplites over here. I'm bringing up my foot companions though to meet them. And I've got my Thracians on the outside, just pouring shots on these legionnaires here, and my Thracian peltasts are doing the same. Those are my Thracians for you. They're not doing too much damage to the Roman here. Anyways, I lost Alexander the Great at this point. See that? He's leaving, and my Thessalians, so I am without horses over here. I still have this one horse contingent. These are my Thracians, but my army is disintegrating right now. These guys were facing the wrong way. See that mess? That's a big no-no against first cohorts. Totally messed that up. This is what I get for jumping games so much. From Medieval 2 to Men of War, then to Napoleon, then back to this. But I had a lot of fun doing this what-if historical scenario. I won't say historical, I'll just say it's a what-if battle. But in this engagement, Caesar triumphs. But my post name is Finetips. And those casualties were kind of lopsided there. So I started off pretty well, then, yeah, things broke down when I got to the infantry fight. The problem with your these phalanx type units is once they get touched, even a little bit, they can't go into phalanx. Like, if you have them out of phalanx formation and they get touched, they can't form. So that's kind of a drawback. But I tried to get my other guys into phalanx where they could, but that was too late. But very good stuff from my opponent here. And yeah, happy birthday to Alexander the Great, and happy belated birthday to Julius Caesar, my favorite commanders. Well, Alexander the Great being my favorite, and Caesar being my favorite Roman commander. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.